Okay, so let's start off with a little bit of a recap. After the end of the previous session, the Last Resort had set off on their cart, going towards the final step towards Vaderon. On the first day of travel, they debated back and forth between whether or not to go back to Valley Bogey in the recent times, or how they're going to deal with the mayor down the line. But during this conversation, they got jumped by a multi-armed gorilla that came through the trees and greatly fucked up Pyrite. Thankfully, he didn't get too many hits in, except for just the one round against Pyrite that left him very, very hurt. Heavily rattled, the Last Resort made their way towards an inn. Everyone was very tired from the day, but the innkeeper was very happy to see some business. After going back and forth about what to do next, Roland spied a metal hatch to the innkeeper's basement. It was deemed that that wasn't anything important, and they left the next day without many other things to debate about. On the second day of travel, however, something a little bit more significant came about. They found one wagon of Professor Wowie Zowie's mechanics and more. They found Professor Zowie working on an automaton horse, greeted him, and he was so delighted to work with a creation of his, which was Roland's Switchblade, that he tuned it up for free. And after seeing what Professor Zowie could do with magical items, the lot of you guys went through upgrading little bits and pieces that y'all had lying around. Roland got a little buff to his ring, Pyrite got a little buff to the boof, and Kythos put in a commission order for a mace on down the line. After wrapping up talks with Professor Zowie, he revealed to y'all, after striking a deal with Roland, that with his inventions becoming more popular and him becoming, a little bit more, I guess, notorious throughout the realms, he had been hounded by this group of bandits known as the Sons of the Machine. Wicked, cyborgs that have been kind of stalking him and using his inventions to, wreak havoc amongst the common folk. He asked if y'all could find anything of use for them, or of use for him, to find out a little bit more about this group, and said that he'd meet y'all in the market district of Vaderon later on down the line. Y'all, after wishing your final goodbyes to Professor Zowie, made your way to the final stretch. Almost to Vaderon, you stopped at another inn. It was a little bit more packed, and you guys went back and forth with the tavern owner, and Roland asking a very pointed question: what are the chances you're going to give me all of your money? To which the tavern keeper did not take too kindly to this insinuation that he was going to give up all of his money to this not very trustworthy looking individual.
Roland was very passionate about the Salvation Army in his early days.
I was looking for a donation. No. I should have worded it better. I'll be honest. I should have worded it better. It was getting late in the session. I was just getting a little out of it. I should have said, oh, would you like a donation, provide a donation to adventurers, and then rolled. If I had rolled high, maybe it would have been oh, sure, give you a drink on the house or something. But I fucked up. I'm how much money you want to give me?
It was not how much money you want to give. It was, can you give me all of your money? You said all of your money.
I said it nicely.
No, you did. You said, what are the chances you're going to give me all your money?
I mean, he didn't tell me the odds. He was didn't say anything. He just got mad for some reason.
He could have been
it's late at night. It's he's tending to all these other parties, and some douchebag walks in and says, "What are the chances you're going to give me all your cash?" And then remind you, you're wearing a cloak, leather armor, a dagger, and a poison ring that covers like all of the movements of your hands.
He could have been like a monk or something, and then he has no need for worldly belongings, and he's like, "Oh yeah, actually, I don't need this money anymore."
And plus, like, if it had worked, like, just how your character was dressed up and how you were kind of wording this, you had succeeded on an intimidation check by high enough, I would have probably given you a little bit of cash, but you got an 8, which is below even nothing.
What is that music video? What's that music video called where that guy does that thing I was doing a second ago where he's like...
It's Jamiroquai Virtual Insanity.
Oh, yeah, Jamiroquai
Insanity. Okay, I just want that GIF in here.
But after that, Roland opted to sleep outside because he did not want to pay the 3 gold of staying inside, failed a constitution check, and because he was sleeping in the middle of the carriage with no fire, no warmth, and no blankie, got a level of exhaustion after receiving his long rest. So y'all have finally made your way to Vaderon. Knight Captain Guard Harris left y'all a little bit of a treat at the gates with the guard farting loudly at your presence and then throwing you a bag of coins that also had a fart inside of it.
Which we gave to Kythos to help.
Because to pay off his crippling debt. Yeah, no, Kythos now has 40 gold to his name. Then Kythos gave immediately over to Pyrite to pay off his debt to him.
Been giving all my money to Pyrite.
What's your debt at right now?
What is the debt at? Yeah, what is the debt at?
It's at 357 gold left to give to Pyrite. Oh my
fucking god, that's So
if we want to be noble and do little jobs and make money, that's fine. But if Kythos sees a little piggy bank on a little kid on the street, I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna say that.
Give me that.
You're not encouraging me to anything that I steal is being kept by me. Y'all can use your own fucking hands to do that shit.
Give me that.
My gloves of thievery will not be
my food
party unless it's absolutely necessary.
I don't even know if I have good thievery skills on my character. I don't think I do.
I'm just kidding.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yeah, I got +2 on sleight of hand. I could pop a kid if I wanted.
I got +2 on sleight of hand. I'll be fine. Me, the upstanding sailor.
The upstanding sailor that gives away 1,000 gold.
Pirates aren't good people. They loot.
They steal and
lose all their fucking money.
Look, Alexa, go ahead and play the Crystal Coconut theme song. One more time.
Play the coconut.
Play that coconut back for me. Anyways, you guys enter Vaderon. It is this sprawling city, and as you can see by the map that I've drawn up for y'all, I've not filled in every district, every last bit of it, but it is a massive city. Like this place is huge.
Damn.
We're gonna be here a while.
Like, what is it saying? They didn't build Rome in a day. They did not build Vaderon in a day.
Well, Vaderon, as you guys remember, is the capital city of all of Aloe, and it's not. Well, again, it's not like, the Aloe is united beneath one certain, kingdom. They're all pretty much a bunch of city-states, but they all kind of come together at Vaderon, with Vaderon being the most powerful, most well set together, and kind of like the ancient structure of the old giant civilization that used to be present in Aloe. So the walls are very massive. The city bounds itself are also extremely, far-fetching in that same regard. So you guys enter through the main gates. They're pulled back with a large wooden creaking. And just inside, you pass by large buildings that look like group residential houses and other sorts of taverns, very small, like cottage shops, pop up here and there. Nothing of note. Maybe people selling clothes or hats, that sort of thing. Maybe a Fletcher making arrows.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Is the traders district before, or is it like on the way to the princess's palace in Vaderon?
So, just since you're asking, go ahead. I'll go ahead and roll y'all. I won't have y'all roll anything because you can ask any sort of guard, and they would be able to tell you that Vaderon is separated into a multitude of different areas, like districts. So you are now in the largest district, which is the centralized, quote-unquote, residential district. It's filled with taverns, but mostly just houses of a lot of the laborers, small little shops, but nothing of real significance. And this central district, as you see, is this huge middle section made up of different neighborhoods, different like residence halls, that sort of thing, large flop houses, boarding houses for other people. Permanent residents live here, renters' residents live here. The other district, the trade district that you're curious about, is over here to the east. And once y'all meet over there, I'll be able to describe you more, but this is over here in the east. The river district is over here in the west. If you go south a little bit, this is the university district over here to the southeast. The palace district over here to the southwest. And then very, 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 very far to the south is the docks and the dock ward. But you'd have to travel almost like half a day to get from the north side of the city down to the south side to the docks.
Yeah.
Okay,
What's
because I gotta
thing
meet
in the middle. The place in the middle that almost looks like, yeah,
This way?
right there. Yeah. What are those small objects that we're
Those
looking
are
at?
tents. This is known as the yard. This is just a small little area right behind the residential tavern and inn known as the Cavalier's Three Coppers. This is the yard. It's made up of a bunch of tents. It's basically like an open land space for kind of the poorer individuals or traveling, like, pilgrims, maybe students to the university, to just put up a tent and just claim some space. And you
I
can
see.
move in and out. Yeah.
Okay.
Noted.
Do we want to meet with the professor Wowie Zowie before we go down to the princess's place? Because we're already in the north side of the town.
So the professor...
We
is
haven't
still-
done anything.
Yeah, the professor's still a day or two out of completing all the stuff.
Oh, okay. I thought he was ready.
to the princess.
Yeah.
Right now. Gay.
Also, yeah, before we see Professor Zoe Mama again, we gotta find at least something about the Sons of the Machine, because that's what we promised.
Yeah, good idea.
I still think before we even make our presence known in the city, like genuinely, before we start talking to randos that can alert like everybody, we should just beeline it for the princess, right? Because we can ask all the questions to her and her staff. We can figure out the Rose stuff. We can figure out our housing and accommodations, and then we can ask them where it's like, hey, we got noted. We heard like rumors about this group called the Sons of the Machine. Like they seem like a bad crew. We need like an investigation. Like we'll literally get a new quest. Hopefully housing. Like we just gotta head straight to the princess, not fuck around in town and like get caught up in stuff. Just keep our heads down and beeline it.
I agree.
Stable.
Yeah, good idea.
So
I don't care how in debt we are, we're not robbing children.
yeah, unless they got a lot of money. on them.
That was off the
Nah.
record. That was never on the record in the play session.
Yeah, as y'all go through town, Kaithas, you see a group of children with their like pockets full of like large sacks of gold.
I smile and wave to the children
But
and
you're
nod and move along my business.
They all
want to-
wave back in their pockets.
I'll
that
be
are
in
like,
the cart. I got a BRB real quick.
Okay, their pockets are so filled with gold that they kind of make like a jingling sound. Like, thanks, mister. One of them that looks kind of like snotty, like runs up to the carriage and says, "Hey, mister, blue guy, huh? five gold says you can't backflip off that cart and land on your feet."
I'll fucking. I'm sorry. I didn't curse.
What?
I will do it right now.
Are you cursing in
young
front of
man.
me? I'm just a kid.
I meant flipping, as in I'm gonna do a backflip right now.
Oh, sweet! Go ahead and roll acrobatics.
Okay. You got +2 on acrobatics.
That one. Grace's
I'm gonna
neck.
break my
first.
neck. Oh my god, literally that
3.
one.
You got a nat 1, dude. Kythos. Okay, so you do a backflip and you're trying to land off the cart, but your horns snag on the side on the little bit of cloth, and it wraps you up. So not only do you fall, but you fall and you take You take two. You take two bludgeoning. You take 2 bludgeoning damage. You kind of get wrapped up in this cloth, right in front of these kids. They're like,
Oh my god.
"Look at this doofus! Everyone, come over here and kick him!" And all these kids come up and they start kicking you. Hey, buddy, 5 gold says you can't stand here and take our kicks. And they're like wailing on you. It doesn't involve any damage, but yeah, they'll do. Actually, they'll do another 2 damage to you.
Oh my god, getting my ass kicked in town by children. Am I allowed to initiate a combat? I don't want to.
You're gonna fight these kids
before we even get to the print. I don't want to. No. I'm gonna suck it up. I will make more money later, and I'm just gonna like curse under my breath and just say like a little prayer to oh my god, what's the
Talos.
What's the god's name?
You haven't.
Talos.
Your god looks down on you, Kythos, and he's like, "I can't believe you forgot my name. I'm glad these kids are kicking your ass."
Talos, I did remember your voice sound, which is very akin to a 1960s band. That's pretty good.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think they're named after me. What are they called? The Taloses?
They have a song called "Look at All the Lonely Taluses." Eleanor Talos.
I don't think that. Oh, there you go. There. I think that's the correct name. That's what I would have called it.
Yes. I just keep walking with the group. I don't even want to talk about it. If Pyrite and Roland want to talk about it, I don't want to talk about it.
As you get up, one of the kids does hand you 5 gold. You can take a beating pretty well, mister. If I see you around, I got another 5 gold for you. And he does that flinch thing at you where he like brings his fist up and like stops
step
it.
Forward.
Yeah.
I say thanks, kid, and I just give the 5 gold immediately to Pyrite, and I say, what is it? 352 now.
Yeah, I wave at the kids and I go, "All right, you guys come back anytime."
We might. Next time we're coming after you, Shorty.
All right, I woke up.
I don't think that'll go so well.
What's happening?
Well, if you're anything like your little bud, hopefully you'll be an even better punching bag.
Oh, I can assure you, I'm nothing like my bud.
Hey, guys that just woke up. Who's this kid?
Roland, you see Kythos wrapped up in one of the covers to the wagon with a bunch of like dirty footprints on it. He looks kind of fucked up and beaten.
What happened?
And a group of kids with like
15 minutes. What happened?
A group of kids with really fat wallets walking past.
I need to step away for a couple minutes.
As you went down
switch out laundry.
Roland, okay. Roland, when you went down to tie your shoe, I was walking and minding my own business, and a group of children that waved coin bags of gold in their pockets said, I bet you 5 gold that you can't do a backflip off that wagon. I rolled a nat 1 +2, got my horn stuck on a tablecloth, and injured myself, took 2 damage. And then the kids said, "Hey, everybody, beat up that blue guy." And then they said, "Oh, you can take a beating pretty well," and then they gave me 5 pity gold, which I immediately gave to Pyrite, and I now owe him 352 gold in my debt, and I took 4 total damage from that encounter, and I also cursed them to my Lord Talos, who I almost forgot his name.
You dead named him, yeah.
I almost said, "Do I want to actually initiate a combat encounter with these children?" I said no, because we really should see the princess before doing it.
That. You have to be stronger than that.
Yeah.
Hey, kid.
Yeah.
What else?
I can't let children.
I'm gonna start shouting at the kids. Hey, kids! What else do you want to bet some gold on? I'm right here too.
We don't like to spend money on needy, pathetic losers.
You
Just
clearly do.
regular pathetic ones.
Just regular non-needy losers.
Yeah, you're acting a lot more like, what's the name, like, wanting. And that's not nearly as funny as being legitimately pathetic and begging for gold.
I'm about to shout through these kids' words. How about we wager how far I can stick my foot up your ass? I'd like to roll for intimidation on that.
Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll your intimidation.
You know what's funny?
Please don't be in that one.
I said I can effing do this.
Yeah,
Oh
the
my
kids.
God.
The kids are gonna go. The kids are gonna go ahead and roll their intimidation. They get a +0 to this.
Oh my god!
You know what it is?
It's a 15.
Oh my god!
The kids like stick their middle fingers up at you, and they're like, "Yeah, if you're any sort of challenge, like you're like that blue fucker over there, which I highly doubt that you are."
You know what's so funny is
You
because
can
I
find us
caught
later.
myself cursing in front of them. I was like, "Oh, I can't say the F word in front of these children," and then I roll a nat 1, and then Cullen says a curse word in front of these children, and then lo and behold, these children curse anyway, so it's not a big deal.
Fine, Scram, get out of here.
We're leaving anyways, losers.
Can we get to the princess's place now? I don't know why I had to be woken up from my nap for that.
You woke yourself up.
Kythos, get in the fucking van. Get in the car.
I'm on the way. I'm not trying to lick her.
Kythos goes up. He still has like a little bit of the cloth stuck up in his horns. He's like pulling out like old chewed gum. And you guys make your way. You guys make your way off. So you ride down the main road. You pass by a bunch of straw houses to your right, a couple more like official houses to your left, a couple neighborhoods, just random bits and bobs here and there. Very little to do about people. You see them pass by, some of them wave, a lot of people just walk on by without like kind of recognizing you. There's other carts, horse buggies passing by you during this main drag, and you pass by the Cavalier Seared Coppers, this big sprawling tavern with a large beer garden out back. You smell meat pies, fresh caught fish being fried, and you hear the sound of tableware being set on the inside. But as you turn towards the palace, you're greeted with the sight of large walls, bigger, like there's like inner city walls that separate a couple of the districts between each other, but the one that separates the palace district from all the other ones is much larger and more impressive. Like the outside wall that separated Veteran from the surrounding wildlands and surrounding little settlements outside the walls is huge, and this one is kind of like a replica but shrunk down. Like it's as if some of the walls from the outside kind of led it to the inside but tapered off a little bit. And this district has a secondary gate with 2 more guards sitting out front. And as you approach, the 2 guards kind of, like they stop, their spears go across. They're not usually allowed to let anybody into the palace grounds. And the first one holds up his hand. He's like, hold up there, bud. Could you, before you go anywhere, just state your business and your names.
Yeah, of course. We're on official business from Princess Shamashir, and we are the last resort. We did save the princess's life.
All right. Okay. Are you sure? I didn't hear anything like that.
Yes, we're
you
on
know,
official business to see the princess. We have very important news to bring, like genuinely.
Right.
I'm trying to be as convincing as possible. No
All right, well, that's what those guys said, and they turned out to be common bandits. And he points to like another carriage that looks kind of like yours, upturned to the side, with like 3 dudes tied up. One of them is like slightly blue.
Well, those are clearly fakers, and I'd be a bit embarrassed if I were you and I got fooled by them. But no, we're the real
Well,
deal.
Oh well, they
yeah,
didn't get fooled. We didn't get fooled by them. Yeah.
sir, I will
Oh,
say we're
yeah,
not bandits,
because
and
you're
we're
good at
not
your job.
here. Hold on, I want to kind of try to talk over the rumble to like really convince the guard. Like, look, we're not trying to get in immediately. We just need to let the princess know that like we're here. If you have anybody that can communicate that to her, just let them know that the last resort, people that saved her in the cave, are here, and that we have very important news regarding the city we just passed, or the town that we just passed through, and we need to see her immediately. We'll wait as long as it takes. Again, not here to rob the place. We're not bandits, but we do have very important news, and
We've also met with Harris. He might have told you about us.
You mean
He might have
Yeah.
left another fart for us.
No, he usually does that a little bit ways away from the palace. He likes to keep the big farts outside the city walls. But if you want, I can at least go fetch him.
Sure. I mean, if you could get Shamish here, I think that would be better. But if she's not available, we'll talk to Harris.
Yeah, I don't really talk to the princess. But like, if you say, like, I mean, it sounds like you've met Captain Harris, given his fart antics. He's big farter, that guy. I can go. I can just go grab him. Yeah, no, I can see. Like, yeah. Give me 1 second.
surely this will go well.
So the first guard leaves. The other guard stands there, still upright, not really saying much. And after about 20 minutes or so, the first guard comes back and he's like, "Yeah, I gave you guys his description. He's right here." And Knight Captain Harris, he walks back out through this door. He is a tall, slender man, even off of his horse.
Slenderman.
What? Collect my 8 pages.
Sorry.
You he's still wearing his armor. The joints come up very pointedly. This guy is someone of high esteem and high regard, and his armor matches that to a T. Like, there's intricate designs, they interlock, the plates move around very silkily. This is like a French plate, with like just, it seems to like almost flow with his body as if it was normal clothes. And you see his very structured, gaunt, well, like not gaunt, but like slender face with the thin curly mustache that kind of sits atop of his upper lip, and a short cap on the top of his head with a feather sticking out the top. And he walks out with his hands kind of behind his back, and he eyes each of you thoroughly. He's like, "Oh, you guys lived. How nice. Well, welcome to Vaderon, chumps."
It's the last resort. I know it's a bit difficult to remember a name.
The last was very, very fitting. How very fitting for you three. There is no 3 words I'd rather use to describe all of you than the last resort. So, you are coming to ask for Semishir again, I assume?
Yes, we have very important news to talk to her about.
Oh, please, by all means.
Here.
I'm sure you can relay it to me first before I go take the time up of Our Lady's Day, attending to some common ribble-rabble.
All right. Pyrite, you're up.
Sure. So, let's say that we found out about large-scale corruption within a nearby city, in which a mayor was trying to commit genocide in order to steal from the natives. That would be Vaderon wouldn't like that, correct?
What natives?
The Yuan-Ti, the local Sneeple.
And what is this you're talking about?
So, you're aware of the town of Ballybogie, correct?
Yes, we trade very heavily with Ballybogie. That's correct.
Yes. So we have recently realized that
Mhm.
as we were passing through, that they attempted to genocide the local natives who lived underground in order to
Uh-huh.
uh, steal their gold because they no longer liked their trade agreement. We have
Uh,
proof. I want to pull out the rose.
okay, you are showing me this flower
Uh-huh.
and
It
feeding
controls your mind.
me what little there is of it. And he looks up it to you. Apparently
It's a cursed
so.
flower, sir. Do not touch it. Trust me, we made
Oh, believe
bad
me,
things have happened as a result.
Believe me, I'm not touching anything that you three have touched. And you're giving me this story of snake people living below one of the most populous towns and prosperous towns in the southern half of Aloe, and that its mayor is attempting genocide against said snake people?
Yes, he threatened us to leave town very quickly.
And
Like, this is important news for the princess.
the princess has been captured by like goblins in the past. I don't think snake people are that far fetched.
And he also threatened us with his very lavish home security system.
Uh-huh.
In Ballybo, the farming town, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as you
Roll
said, it's a very rich town. It's
Pirate
very
roll.
rich, but it's farming. How does that make sense?
Pirate roll persuasion.
What's your persuasion modifier at?
Train
No,
machine.
pirates are
Oh,
on,
it's
pirates are on
terrible.
Toggin. Yeah, pirates are on Toggin.
Okay. It'd be a nat 20. Watch it. 20. Here we go. It's gonna be a nat 20.
13.
That's not bad.
Harris is gonna look up to you and be like, now that is something to tell the kids. But to tell the princess? I think she'll want to hear this right away. And he kind of like steps out of the doorway and motions for the other guard to shut the door behind him.
Well, I mean, at least she's getting told. So perhaps we just wait here for him to come back.
I don't know if we have a guarantee that he's going to tell the princess.
Guard, that's standing nearby.
Oh,
What are the
yeah.
odds? What is he actually going to tell the princess, or is he just he pulling a fast one?
I'd say probably not.
This
You know,
is
as Knight Captain
serious
Harris,
news.
he has a lot to do in a day, and I mean, he seemed pretty, I guess, involved with you guys, but didn't really seem to like you too much. It might be me reading into something, but you know, I don't know.
Is there perhaps another way we could reach the princess? Can we write by
quick-
mail? Oh yeah.
Yeah. Quick pause on roleplay. Max, I think your mic sensitivity is pretty high. If you could turn that down a bit.
I know. I'm on my laptop. I'm muting myself when talking, tapping because my phone was overheating. But once my phone cools down, I'm going to go back on my phone.
I see. Okay. All right. Back to roleplay again.
Okay.
I want to pull the guys into a huddle. Be like, you know, I can turn Rosie into a carrier pigeon if we know which window Shamashir should be at. That might be a good way to get a message.
Honestly, it's worth a shot at this rate since they clearly don't want to listen to the news, and if our own authorities are going to prevent the us being able to tell her, then like we just kind of have to do it ourselves. So yeah.
All right. So we should maybe we can ask the guard like which of the buildings is the main royal family residence.
Maybe not. I think let's not allude. I think we should just stay away from the guards at this point, like telling them our plan and all that. They clearly have no interest in letting us in. I don't know what more convincing we could do to try to let them in. Like maybe if we're gonna deliver her a message, we should just try to do it ourselves.
So, Pirate, roll a history check.
$22.
Is that a
Okay,
nat?
so you remember very clearly that Rosie and Samashir, like, they know each other. Like, if you'd flown in with a bird, like Rosie, Samashir would recognize her and possibly, receive a message.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems to you that it would not be that far-fetched to send a carrier pigeon that's Rosie to her window.
Okay. Would I be able to know like which window it is, or would it be possible for like Rosie just through trial and error to figure out which window it is?
I'd say I will let you do like 3 different perception checks, and if you pass one of those 3, like a DC 14, you'd be able to find her out.
All right. So I say let's write up a message just saying that we've made it and we have very important information regarding Valley Bogey, and we'd like to request an audience to speak about these things.
Can you also put something in there that says like we are getting the feeling that the guards are not transmitting our message to you properly?
I think our message should have like, this is the last resort, made it through Valley Bogey, like the town was corrupted, both politically and physically. We have a cursed flower with us that caused it. Need to seek audience. Like, keep it as much as you can jam pack details wise. Make it concise but very informative. So it's like, we have info, we have an item, we need to seek an audience. And then after that, once we send that courier pigeon out, assuming it actually gets to her, either we just hang around or we should be ready to like bounce if like the guards try to like capture us or seize us. Because we don't know who's working for who.
Yeah, just put a quick blurb in there that says like guards are not helping us see you like directly.
Yeah. And help, princess.
All right, I've got it all written down. So I look at Rosie and I say, all right, carrier pigeon, you can do that, right?
Rosie, who I think the last time you had her out was... Well,
monkey.
You had her turned into a monkey.
Yeah, she was trying to talk to the ape before
that's right.
Tried to eat me.
And we've solidified that Rosie knows how to speak ape, but cannot persuade well in ape. So she gets up. She quickly goes from and then shrinks down in size. The tail pops off, flies away like in a puff of smoke. A little ring of fire envelops her a little bit as her form shifts from that of a monkey to that of a small carrier pigeon. Rosie's head flits back and forth with her right eye and then her left eye examining you and the note. She flies up to your shoulder.
All right. I want to attach the note to her in some way.
Yeah, I'd say you have like a little bit of twine on you. You're able to just tie that up to her right foot. And she flies off. And she does a quick flap up into the clouds. You can see through her eyes. And I'll have her use the same stats as a hawk. For this, I think it's an advantage on sight checks with a +2. So she flies over. You're able to see the Palace District, which I will scroll over and look at. So this Palace District, from where you guys are, you're right here in front of the gates. She flies over. She sees the training yard for the Royal Guards, the residence halls and barracks for the Royal Guards, a couple of dignitaries' vistas, and then you see the large, sprawling palace that backs up to the sea behind an even sturdier-looking, smaller wall that encloses the palace grounds. So go ahead and make your first perception check to see if you can find Simashir in one of the windows.
All right, so D20 and then add 2 to it?
Yeah, 2d20 and add 2 to the resulting highest roll.
All right, so that's a 6 for the first one, and so the highest would be 8.
8. All right. So you don't see her in the first window you pass by. You see a couple cooks in the kitchen. They're whipping up a nice large banquet. And you see like a couple of the head cooks like walking back and forth through this hall, kind of yelling at each other, keeping everything in line. So the next window you roll up against. Go ahead, see if you can spot her.
That's good.
All right, so with the +2, it would be a 15 is the highest.
15. All right, that passes the 14 check. So in this other door, you see that there is a door open into one of the inner yards. You see Samashir kind of arguing with somebody, and she kind of like storms out of the hallway in a huff to one of the inner walls within the palace. If you are curious, it's in here. It seems like a small secluded garden next to one of the royal banquet halls, and she sits down on a bench with her head in her hands. But Rosie flies on down and drops the message kind of on the bench next to her as Rosie kind of like lands and nuzzles up to Samashir. You see Samashir looks down, picks up the note, reads it, and then quickly shouts for a servant to come over. They talk for a minute. You hear like bits and pieces of what she's saying. The connection to Rosie's a little far, so it's harder to kind of get all this information in one sort of pass. But she's asking them for a pin, and they come back. She writes down a little note on the back of the note that's on Rosie's chair. She gives Rosie a little bit of seed from that she also had the servant get, and attaches the note to Rosie and sends her off. After a minute, Rosie returns to you with this note, and as you guys read aloud, Samashir is like, "Hey,
all right,
guys,
fellas, we got a note. I don't think Shamashir is the brightest tool in the shed because she tried to feed a spirit animal, but
it looks like a real animal."
It's all good. So we have word.
The gesture's nice.
What does it say?
So the note reads aloud. It doesn't read aloud, but it reads, "Hey guys, I heard you made it back. So glad that you made it to Vaderon unharmed, from what I hear. Yeah, you're right, Harris hasn't been talking to me. She did mention that you guys had made it back into the city, but had not returned to the palace yet, so I guess that was not true. But I'm interested to hear more. I can meet you outside of the grounds where you guys are at, around nightfall."
Is that not acceptable with you, Roland?
This seems fishy. Like she's not able to meet with us on normal grounds either.
Well, no, she wants to meet with us.
She just got kidnapped, so she can't really get out.
She doesn't want guards to like be up in her business when she talks to us. It makes
Yeah,
sense.
but it's still a bit sketchy, right? Because I don't know. I mean, obviously, yes, we should join, but we should be very, very cautious because this does not smell right at all. Like, we have a cursed item in our belongings, and the princess has to go out of her way to talk to us about this. This is like a matter of grave importance. We
Well,
are
she
we are
just
at a
may not-
threat.
She may not know like what whistleblower is among her ranks right now, given that Valley Bogey is kind of.
That is true. I do think Valley Bogey has something to do with like a greater conspiracy based on what we dealt with, and now one of the guards knows. So now, the whole operation could be compromised. So I say we still meet with her. Obviously, like there's no reason to turn that down, but we need to be very, very cautious with how we go about doing that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I guess we just wait for nightfall at this rate. I mean, unless we need to go look for an inn, if that's a good idea, since
Yeah, we
we're not
should
gonna
have asked
any...
about housing in our first message.
Yeah, I forgot to ask about that. How's she gonna authorize any sort of housing for us in the meantime? We'll ask her when we see her in person.
All right.
To the inn.
Do we need housing?
What time is it now?
It's kind of late in the afternoon. It won't take too long for nightfall to kind of roll about. There's probably like 3 hours or so.
Maybe just wait. Just get an in afterwards.
Do you guys want to look around town for just like a short job that we can make some cash on?
What can we do in 3 hours that we can then turn around and get back to?
We can give like an elderly person some like walk them home or like give them their groceries delivered or
Kythos,
something.
as you say that, you see an elderly person crossing the street.
I'm leaving this one to you, pal.
It's an old woman with like a really crooked back, and she has like a sack hanging from her right hand side, and she looks like she's struggling a little bit.
Hello, young lady.
Oh my God, you're blue!
I know. I'm here to help you walk across the street. It seems you're
here to shelf me up across my meat? What are you talking about?
I'm here to help you. I'm helping.
I'm gonna take a step back from this situation.
You're what? You're helling me? You're gonna take me to hell? No! David, be gone!
I'm here to assist you. I'm here to make things easy for you.
Why did you just say so? Here.
My name is Kythos. Nice to meet you.
Oh, nice. I'm Grimilda.
Are you fucking Morty?
Nice to meet you, Grimilda.
Kythos, I don't know if she wants help.
No, I do. Here, strapping young lad, take my bag.
I take Grimilda's bag and ask her where would you like?
Make a strength saving throw.
Okay.
Oh boy, here we go.
My strength saving throw is -1, so oh boy. 13.
13. That barely passes.
Wait. Grimilda, I'll have you know that I'm not a stranger to lifting heavy grocery bags.
So Kythos, you aren't bracing for it, but this bag is surprisingly heavy.
What the hell is she buying in the store?
Inside this bag, it's a bag full of rocks.
What's in these bags?
Rocks. It's like, oh, thank you. Just if you're gonna carry my bags, just follow me down this way a little bit, okay?
Looks like your rock garden's gonna turn out great, Grimilda.
It's already turning out awesome. Thank you, laddie.
You're welcome.
So you walk with her back across the street, and you see that she opens a door to a house, and this house is filled with rocks as well.
What the fuck?
It's like
lovely place you have here, Grimilda.
Thank you. I love the company that these rocks and stones give to me. She picks up one that has like a weird face kind of carved into it. They're my bestest friends in the world.
You got the whole gang here. You got igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary.
Yeah. I got the whole group ahead of me. And she kind of like...
Oh, go ahead.
She like sticks her hand into like a pile of pebbles, and she pulls out a little gemstone.
Oh, what is that, Grimilda?
As a thanks for
You helping with my bag? I'll give you this, but on one condition.
Yes.
Can you do a backflip for me?
Oh God, not again. Yes, I would love to do a backflip for you, Grimilda. In fact, I did a very great one earlier today.
This
Roll
lady
acrobatics.
is like This lady's 3 kids stacked on top of each other. You're about to fail the backflip. I'm warning you.
All right, rolling acrobatics.
How bad is this going to be?
19.
A
I actually wanted
19.
to
That
do a backflip.
that is a fantastically executed backflip. Like you do just an astonishing movement in the air. You almost like corkscrew with it, and you land on your feet.
Ta-da!
She's
Fucking
like,
brilliant.
So charming. You've earned this one, Blue Flipper.
Thank you, Grimilda. This is a lovely gemstone.
all right, you can add one gemstone that's worth 10 gold to your inventory.
All right.
Is it only worth 10 gold after he sells it?
It's worth 10 gold.
Okay,
So he's
I
just
will.
giving
If you
10
took this to Rick Harrison from Pawn Stars, he'd be like, yeah, let me bring in my expert. The dude would come in, he'd look at it once, be like, yeah, it's worth 10 gold.
I walk out of Grimilda's rock house and
Bye!
I say, "Bye, Grimilda. Let me know if you need anything. I'm happy to do more backflips for you." And then I walk over to Pyrite. I give him the gemstone and I say, "Grimilda said it's worth 10 gold. Your debt is now 342 gold." Yeah, 342.
Oh, okay. Did you, Kythos? Did you sleep with that old woman just for this?
No, I delivered her rock groceries and
You delivered her rock.
Pyrite,
and then I did a
Pyrite, do an
backflip for her.
insight. Yeah, do an insight check.
You did a backflip. Kythos, you're having sex wrong.
Wait, who's doing insight? Me or
Pyrite.
Pyrite? Okay.
While they're doing this,
Wait.
can I like look
Oh,
around on the
sorry.
ground for some change or something?
Sorry, you said I should roll for insight?
Yeah.
While they're fucking around doing this, can I go like snooping around for change on the ground?
Let's
Just like
resolve
loose
this.
change?
Let's resolve this. 10.
All right.
You're unsure about if Kythos fucked this old lady or not. Like what he's
it was
saying,
in the
what he's
house
saying
for
is kind of
5 minutes.
weird. Like how he made 10 gold just from lifting a bag and doing a backflip. It seems a little far fetched.
Pyrite,
Like even
do you
a
think I would
good
prostitute-
whore would be at least like 5 or 6 gold. Excuse me,
Pyrite.
sex worker.
All right.
Pyrite, I know I threw 1,000 G on the table like it was nothing earlier, but do you really think I would throw my beautiful blue body away for 10 gold?
Yes, I immediately speak out. I've seen
I mean, for
people in
Hottie
debt
like
before.
Grimilda, yeah.
I've been around a lot of people in debt. Yes.
Well, I can at least say that even if it hypothetically were to happen, she's so old that I don't want to cause like a heart
How
attack.
old is she?
Old enough to have a rock collection, I guess.
Interesting gauge of age. But... All right.
So,
Well,
Roland, you said you were looking for loose change on the ground?
Yeah, I just had an itch to do it. Like, not around the carriage, just like around the area. Because, like, it's the royal road leading up to the castle. So, like, something's surely fallen out of, like a cart or something before.
I mean, you see, like, a handful of street sweepers around, so they're keeping the grounds relatively clean. But, yeah, go ahead and roll perception.
Yeah, maybe I'll find something nice. Maybe a loose rock out of place or something. Well, what does a 16 get me?
A 16, you see, as one of the street sweepers walks by, a small little, like, pile rolls out from the broom. And as you go to sweep to pick it up, you can add 6 copper.
Sweet. All right, 6 copper. I'll take it. And just like that, I didn't have to fuck an old lady. Amazing.
I did not have sex with an old lady.
Granted, 6 copper is nowhere near the amount you got, but like I'm not in debt, so like technically I'm up.
I'm in the green, baby. I'm in the green.
Ding 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 ding.
Kythos is
I
so,
wanna
Kythos is so
go,
far in the red that he's turning blue.
Badass. All right. I love that.
The things that will do make you not qualified to get a home line equity of credit, and also have your company hate you forever and think you're a prostitute.
It's
Hey,
mostly a joke.
we don't hate you for being a prostitute. Like, no shame in that. It's just, you can tell us if you did.
Guys, you see from across the street, there's like 3 other old ladies like looking at you up and down.
Stop! Tell us how I don't want to get involved in this.
I heard.
You hear them whispering.
I heard he helped with Grimilda's heavy sack.
Oh my god! If I have to pay back the debt, I'll do like 30 backflips.
One of them is like one of them is like twirling her hair. And when I say hair, I don't mean like full head of hair. She has one.
It's freaking Homer Simpson. Oh my god. No.
One of them takes their dentures out.
No, we're not getting filmy in here. I'm literally just like, I'm waiting until Sam is here. I will talk with her. I'm not getting involved. It's free.
Can I approach these old women? Like,
sure.
Are they looking to pay me for my services?
One of them roll performance as you walk up.
I'm gonna give them like the.
It's a DC 16 because they're into blue. They're into blue. They're not into manlets.
What is this, performance?
Yeah,
I'm
performance.
+1 on this. I'm gonna like mog them from afar. Get fucked. 17.
17. All right. One of them kind of like looks you up and down and's like, short stack. You look tasty. It's the one that took her dentures out.
Mm-hmm. I'll let you have a bite for 100 gold.
Oh. With the gums.
100 gold.
100 gold.
Pirate, are you watching this? Remember when you accused me earlier? Look what this man will go, the depths he will fall down to.
Yeah, but he's getting 100 gold from it, so he's
well,
he's an economist, is what you're saying.
Well, let's let it play out.
How about this? the grandma, like, you can see like her titties sag below her waistline. she leans down to you. She leans down to you, and they rock back and forth. She's like, "How about we set 100 as the ceiling, and I judge how you rock my world."
100 or nothing, honey. I know what I'm worth.
Well, I don't. And she turns around and walks off.
All right, suit yourself.
Slap her ass.
Like a little strut.
Roll persuasion.
Okay. Better modifier. Ooh, same roll. 17.
17. She turns back around and's like, listen.
I've only got 2 years left to live.
I see the worth myself. And I'm liking what I'm looking at. And she like tongues over her gums a little bit. See, I want you.
I think Moto like.
What, 100 gold? That's what I pay my grandbabies to get through college. My 15 grandbabies. There's been a lot of traffic through these halls, and she slaps her thighs.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, honey.
You gonna be another passenger?
100 gold.
Ooh,
I know my worth.
And you all thought I was a prostitute.
I'll do 50. And you don't have to do much.
75. And that's me being very generous.
One time off.
Take it or leave it.
Roll persuasion one more time. If you pass, she'll pay 75. Nope.
I already rolled a 10.
I'll do the 50. But that's it.
You're gonna get like a poison status effect.
I already have
on this shit.
Yeah, have you been subtracting your 2s from all that?
I'm not actually, because I forgot about that just now. So let's pretend like 15, 15, and 8 got me somewhere.
Yeah, so you do have exhaustion 1, and that says...
I genuinely forgot to do the minuses.
It's negative 20 to do 20 twice, 5.
Well, let's do it like this. What was the original roll that would have gotten the check to get me to convince her to pay me any money for this setup?
I think it was a 15.
Oh, so it would have matched.
No, it was a 16. It was a 16.
Okay, so let's do it like this because I fucked up. Let's just have this be all in my head as I'm imagining how I would.
No, I mean that was a fuck up on my point. Like I didn't call you out earlier.
I should have. Okay, all right, fine. I'll do it for 50 gold. We'll settle at that. It wasn't a dream sequence in my head. We'll settle at 50, and I'll start minusing too.
As you settle for 50, she like wraps her arms like around your shoulders and picks you up with like a tremendous strength, and carries you over, licking her gums, to one of the nearby houses. She kicks down the door. And her room is also filled with rocks. She throws you down.
I want to command Rosie to fly over to this woman's window so that I can see what's going on.
You could peep in.
They don't call me a mountain dwarf for nothing.
So she throws you down on a small pile of pebbles that's kind of like in a nest shape, and she falls on top of you. I'm not gonna roleplay this out of the dirty, nasty things. Pyrite, you see some of the most heinous, like, slop fucking of your entire life.
I got one more thing to say. I literally have rock in my name. And stone. Rock and Stoner is my last name, babe.
Roland, go ahead and roll a performance check.
Oh god, this is gonna be like
no, actually, roll a Constitution check, and then that will dictate what you roll with your performance.
You should add a religion check in there too, if they're doing anything.
Okay, so this is a 16, then -2, so it's a 14. God, this exhaustion sucks though.
It's a 16 -2.
Yeah, so it's a 14.
It's a 14. All right, it's okay. I'd say I was gonna make the DC a 12. Or probably a 13 to not be completely disgusted by you slop fucking this grandma.
I've been in jail. I've been around, alright? 50 gold's 50 gold, not to mention.
Yeah, that's why you don't hear Roland's farts. That's why it's completely silent.
That's why Roland pisses blood every now and then.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll your performance check with no disadvantage. So
this is gonna suck. This is gonna be the bad roll, though. Fuck me. -2 is 3.
So, like, Pyrite, you see, like, it looks like it's intense slop fucking, but it really is just Roland, like, trying to find the right crack. And there's so many folds in her skin that he's just going around, like, is this what it is? And then her kind of, like, slapping him around, like, no, in here! And, like, every time, Roland is just, like, he gets, like, either, like, slipped up by, like, how he's oriented, about what he's feeling. He, like, looks and he is, like, his eyes get caught in the pendulum of her titties swinging back and forth. Gets hypnotized for a little bit, and he kind of rolls off the bed.
It looks something like what I just posted.
He goes into the corner. And, after a minute of Roland just, like, stumbling around and falling off and falling out of the pile of rocks, I suppose, like, the grandma, like, kind of throws him off. She's like, ugh, enough. Here. And she takes, like, another, like, hunk of sapphire out of, like, a rock. She, like, cracks, like, a regular-looking stone over her knee. And like pours out like a big sapphire and throws it at Pyrite's feet or Roland's feet, and she's like, "Looks like I'm gonna have to finish this one myself." and she like grabs a large phallic rock off of like the side of her stone pile and goes into the other room, and you hear some like power drilling noises.
How much is a sapphire worth?
50 gold.
Hell yeah. Can I add 50 gold to my inventory or just a
Yeah.
sapphire? 50 gold? Fuck yeah. Alright. 50 gold added.
You can also add a note to your backstory that you love fucking grannies.
Noted. I'll put will fuck grandmas for money. That is a thing. How do I add a note? Why can't I
Gilf Hunter.
Why can't I add notes in here?
Certified gilf hunting badge.
Do I have to like edit my character to add notes?
You just gotta, add notes. I think it's just extra stuff. But yeah, Pyrite, you see all of that, and it is disgusting. it has marred your vision for all. It's like a burned-in image on a television.
Yeah, this is like I was regretting my decision to peep in kind of from the beginning, but I couldn't look away because I was just too intrigued and just yeah, what I shared in the chat is just my feelings about the whole thing.
Well, I mean, I am the definition of like money is money. 50 gold's 50 gold, you know. I can do a lot for us in the future. I'd like y'all to know.
So I call Rosie back. I look at her like I'm sorry. I don't know what I thought was gonna happen. I'm really sorry about that.
Rosie flies back to you, Pyrite, and she's just like, ooh. She's like visibly shaken.
Yeah, I feel that.
But I'll let y'all do one more action in the downtime before it actually falls to nightfall, if there is anything you guys can think of.
So,
Alright, we've already done ours.
I wanted to go and talk with the
kind of like looking at you.
I wanna wave off the other old woman and be like, sorry, I'm saving myself from a woman of higher standing. But I want to go talk to our doppelgangers that have been tied up outside of the gates.
All right, so you go to the shattered wagon. It looks oddly like yours, and you see like a dwarf with like ratty blonde hair and like 5 o'clock shadow, wearing like schoolboy clothes. You see another like half elf that's incredibly short with a big long nose. No, he's a. There you see a goblin that's wearing like a dark hood and with like one of Wowie Zowie's like switchblades on his side, and he's like, you can see like the inside of his teeth is all gold. And then you see a blue bald Air Genasi with like tattoos on the top of his head, also tied up behind y'all.
Oh?
Well,
that at the end.
How's it going, fellas?
What? Well, you can't stand to see when the first choicers, the first choice is tied up.
Yeah, I mean it's a bit surprising that if you guys are the first choice that you would be tied up. Yeah. What were you guys in Vaderon for?
Oh well, you know, we were trying to talk to the princess, something like that.
No, very, very noble.
Because we wanted to, peddle our services to her.
What are those?
Yeah, you gotta hustle. Have you met the princess before?
What's it to you?
We're just having small talk.
No. Would a cop look like this?
I mean, roll performance.
There's got to be a bona fide occupation qualification for police officers, like at least 5+5.
I've seen some pretty short cops.
6 for performance.
The guy kind of looks you up and down. He's like, yeah, definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean that in the nicest terms, but you kind of look like a bitch.
That was my nickname in high school.
Bitch fits.
Yeah.
That was my other friend.
So I want to point at the knife from a Wowie Zowie, and I go, "Hey, that's Professor Zowie's one of his switchblades."
Are you dressing to the fighter, the dwarf with the 5 o'clock shadow, or are you dressing it to the goblin?
To the goblin.
The goblin kind of just like looks up and he's like, huh, yeah, it's a nice one. It's real good. Makes swishy swish.
Yeah. I want to look back to the dwarf and be like, union workers, am I right?
Like, yeah, this one got unanimously voted out of the union. You don't really see that. It says, he told us that it was for creative differences, but it actually turns out that it was more like he was stealing a lot from the union fund. Every bit of payments that the members put in, he was actually taking 5% off the top.
Oh, well.
You know what they say? There's no I in Teamster.
There's no what? Weren't you the one that was just fucking that grandma?
No, you're thinking of Rilla. No, I was making a joke. There's no I in Teamster.
Are you saying Teamster?
Teamster?
What? What the hell is Teamster?
Teamster's
like even that.
That's like the name of like unions, like Teamster Union Local number 100 or whatever.
Can this guy roll a history check to see?
Yeah.
That's a real thing.
Is that a real thing? Hold up.
Yes, Google Teamster. Like, that's
Teamster?
like that's what they call union names.
International Brotherhood of Teamsters. What the fuck is that?
I've
Hey, it's in
never seen
Louisville. Teamsters Local
Yeah,
89.
they're across the country.
This is a very I feel like this is a very like selective group would get this joke.
A Teamster is in American English is a truck driver, a person who drives teams of draft animals,
So
or
it's like a cowboy.
or a member of the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, a labor union.
Isn't Teamster like a group in Sonic?
Isn't Teamster like a really shitty YouTuber?
I was gonna say, isn't Teamster the head of Drama Alert?
Yeah.
No, you're thinking of Keemstar.
Oh, the
No,
gnome.
Teamster's the one who did all of those Dragon Ball Z abridged.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, nice one.
Thanks.
Well, since you have one of Wowie Zowie's items, you guys wouldn't happen to know anything about the what is it? The Sons of the Machine?
No. No. Stole this. Stole it.
All right.
Would you perhaps know anything about the Sons of the Machine? You guys aren't a part of that group, are you?
No. No. Son, no. No.
And the guy
Where did
kind
you
of looks over. He's like, I think he's just, yeah, he doesn't really know much.
Well, what about you? Who's able to speak? Do you know much? Sons of the Machine? Or you got that stolen item?
Higher mammal. Can you read?
He's gonna go ahead and roll a history check to see if he remembers hearing anything. He rolled a 12.
All right.
The Sons of the Machine.
I guess they sound like some sort of petty crime group. I don't know. I haven't heard much. I haven't heard too much about them being kind of in town, if that's what you're getting. But then again, like, they could be anywhere. If they're this thing, I think they are.
What about the place your friend stole that knife? Know anything about that?
I don't talk to him much. He kind of freaks me out. And the goblin's like, he's kind of like foaming a little bit at the mouth. He's like, need to get up, need to get.
All right, I wanna speak like one-on-one, like mano a mano with the goblin. Like, I want basically, I really want to let him know that
smell like gold. You got some?
Where'd you steal that
smell
knife
from? You smell like old lady.
I'm just gonna ignore everything they're saying. Where'd you get that knife, buddy? With a more intimidating
Stole
tone.
it.
From where?
Person.
Can you be specific?
Don't remember. Saw thing. Took thing. Stole.
Well, I'm pretty good friends with the guy who makes those kind of knives.
Cool.
And you stole one of his knives?
Stole it.
I don't think he'd be happy to learn that you stole it from him, but I'd be happy to return it to him without letting him know that you were involved.
Fair squared.
Isn't there like some insignia on the knife that will tell us that it's Professor Wowie Zowie's?
I think you can just tell from looking.
Yeah, we know. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm not gonna ask again nicely. Give me the knife, and we'll have no problems here whatsoever, or I'll take it off your corpse.
Or we'll report it to the police that it's a stolen property.
Intimidation.
They're already tied up. I don't think the police are going to do much more.
9 minus 2 is 7.
Yeah. Very rich. Coming from someone who definitely isn't rich by his own means, if you know what I mean. And he kind of he's shaking his head back and forth as he kind of looks at, your clothes and your weapons and most of your stuff. Like, you're obviously a thief talking to another thief trying to lecture him about stealing. And he kind of sussed you out already.
So is he tied up?
Yeah, they're all tied up.
What are the conditions? I walked away briefly when you were describing the scene in front of us. Are they just all tied up in a sort of public display of humiliation?
Well,
or are
they're
in a
tied
cage?
up. You can assume they're tied up, about ready to just get shipped off to jail or kicked out of the city.
Yeah. What are the chances, looking at him specifically, guards, just perception of the area, that I could just strong arm it out of his grip before he gets sent off to prison?
Well, you'd have to make I mean, I guess it wouldn't be a contested strength roll, but it's kind of jammed into his thing. If you had to sleight of hand it off of him, you might be, but you're not hiding it from anywhere, and you'd have disadvantage.
Because really, I just want to see if I can knock him out and take the knife, because the guy's pissing me off. Genuinely. And I want to do as much as I can for Professor Wowie Zowie, to show him we're being good boys out on the road. So, let me think about this. Where are the guards relative to us?
They're
would they
literally right to your right.
Can I infer how mad they'd be if I knocked the fuck out of this prisoner?
You can always just figure it out later.
Ask.
Are they dirty cops or good cops?
I'm trying to think. I'm thinking this all in my head before I do anything. I'm not moving yet.
Just do it.
All right, I'm gonna kick him as hard as I can in the head. Genuinely.
Roll to hit with advantage.
I want to knock this dude out. Roll to hit. That's an unarmed strike.
Yeah.
Correct. Let me find that real quick.
You have a +2 to hit.
Yeah. Well, it's advantage. Okay, I already got a nat 20. Do I even need to roll anything else?
No.
Okay. So, 20.
So that's 2 damage. So, yeah, you, actually, full on, flying knee this dude. Not flying knee, but you just, take his head and slam it down into your knee. And he recoils back. And, he's not down. But, his buddies kind of hey, dude, hey, guards, this guy's getting assaulted! And And like 2 guards that are at the gate kind of like walk over. They're in no rush, but they're like, hey, bud, could you like not with these guys? Like, it's not that like
man,
I really care, but you know,
that
you can't go
goblin
around.
has paraphernalia from our professor, Wowie Zowie. He's got stolen goods on him. He has a knife in his possession, and it belongs to a man that I am good friends with.
Listen, man,
I would like that removed from his possession, sir.
If there's no stolen item report, there's no stolen item report. Like, how are we supposed
check his belongings right now? That knife does not belong to him. And I want to show the guard like my own knife I have. This was made and commissioned by Professor Wowie Zowie, or the great inventor. See? If you look in his possessions, he'll have the exact same one. He was touting how he stole it. And yet, nothing's being done.
And the guard kind of like looks down. He says, "Oh yeah, no, I've seen one of those. Like 2 of my buddies have one of those." He uses it to, you know, and he like kind of like takes one of his knives out and he like throws it around his hand like he's doing like fidget spinner tricks. It's like, yeah, they spin it around like that and they kind of like make a cool noise. It's pretty neat. But so like you're saying that he's stolen this and you want it?
I would like
so
to
you want me to take this
owner.
guy's stuff and just, you know, give it to you?
Well, you gonna ship him to jail with a knife?
Wait, what?
Are you gonna ship him to jail with a knife in his possession?
No, but we're probably gonna take it in as evidence, and if he's deemed not guilty, we'll just give it back.
Well, perhaps maybe because he was screaming that he stole it earlier, which some of those other guards standing nearby probably heard, I could perhaps give the knife back to its rightful
I'm gonna be
owner.
real, I was not paying attention.
All right, you know what? Fine, whatever. I'm done with this. I'm gonna walk away from the guards and the guy, like the goblin.
Roland, you yourself roll a perception check.
There we go. 21 minus 2 is 19.
Okay.
And it was no nat anything.
You yourself, you see the blue Air Genasi just sitting back in the back, and he's eyeballing you.
The stare.
Yeah, he's giving you the stare.
Yeah.
He's like looking at you.
Do we have like oh god, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, are we talking through like the fourth wall?
No.
Like,
he's just looking at you. He's not saying anything.
Yeah. I'm gonna walk up to him instead. I'm gonna give him like my attention. Like,
he's just
there's something the matter.
He's just looking at you. No.
And I deeply, intrinsically look at his face to see if I can understand what he's trying to communicate to me through like silent.
Yeah, roll insight.
I hope the recording picks up the GIF I just posted in the chat.
Oh no way! I was so close to a nat 20. It was a 2. It's just a 2. It's a 2 with the minus stuff.
You can't intuit jack. It's like reading. It's like trying to understand like a hieroglyph from a museum without knowing anything about Egypt.
Fine. I'd like to employ the tactic of waiting for the guards to fuck off and walk away, so I can just attempt to like circle back around to the goblin dickhead and just like sneak it off of him. Like, can I assume I gave him like a concussion or something since I rolled a nat 20?
No, he's kind of like
flying kick.
I mean, based on damage, like he's still okay, but he's like kind of backed away, back closer to his friends.
Is there any way I can like I want to walk away. Like, I want to just like kind of disengage after trying to intuit the blue guy's opinion on things.
The blue guy's just looking at you.
All right, I'm just gonna walk away. Be like, you know what? Not worth my time. Whatever. Go off to my corner. Essentially, waiting for the guards to walk away.
The guards are staying there for the time being. One of them,
Sorry that
kind of like backs up to the walls and back into the door.
Sorry that this ended up resorting to violence. That That unfortunately happens a bit too often with us.
These
Are you
guards
guys
in this
hungry?
town are fucking useless.
Yeah, dude. He kind of hit my nose a bit. Ow.
Whatever. I could assume that
Yeah,
eventually
well,
the knife will back
it's
up
hard to
him.
miss it.
What? Okay, your nose isn't that small yourself, pal.
Right, but mine didn't get hit. Anyway, we got some extra rations. Are you guys hungry being out here? Do you need any medical assistance?
I could. Yeah, the guy in the dwarf looks over. He's like, "Yeah, I could probably eat.
All right.
What you got? Beef jerky? Got some assorted nuts.
Actually, I need to check. I take it that we have some rations as we've been traveling for several days.
I mean, you could have gotten some ape rations. But I think you didn't end up harvesting the ape. You didn't want the monkey meat.
No, we
Trade.
didn't. Wait, I've got a shrimp puff. If you, I think I have like one rancid shrimp puff left.
Yeah, this one is about like a week old at this point, having been sitting out in a non-airtight pouch for a week.
Do I have them in my inventory still? I have one. Yeah. I got literally one bag of shrimp puffs. How many are left in it? It doesn't say exactly, but yeah, I still have like a shrimp puff. Let's say.
That one looks a little turned, man. What is that?
Am I back like talking with them?
I mean, are you there showing them the shrimp puff?
I guess. Fucking yeah.
I mean, I'll take beef jerky over that. Yeah, Blondie, you can give me a shrimp puff. I mean, a regular piece of beef jerky, right?
You want a shrimp?
Not the shrimp puff.
I'm
That was slip of the tongue. That was slip of the tongue.
So the slip of the tongue has got me throwing it at his tongue.
Roll a dex check. See if you can land it on his tongue while he's talking.
All right, just a regular.
You have to beat his AC of 16.
19, with the minuses.
All right. You landed in between his mouth as he is talking, and he starts chewing on a rancid, awful shrimp puff. He's going to make a con save.
I love the city of Vaderon. I can't get enough of this place.
That's a 13. That passes. But he looks green in the face. Like he's not
Hey, look,
looking
you got
hot.
another primary color to match your friend here. Point
A green's not a primary color, dumbass. It's a secondary color.
Well, with my no education, it is a primary color.
Maybe you should focus less on education and more on color theory, dipshit.
I'm not even listening. I'm already walking away again.
Do we have? I guess that is a question. Do we have jerky that like we would be able to share? Because I don't see it explicitly. But
I need jerky.
You can kind of describe what your rations are. It's basically just a day's worth of a meal.
yeah,
So it could be trail mix. It could be like a bar. It could be like a pudding or something like that. It can also be beef jerky. It doesn't matter.
At least it's not 1,000 gold.
yeah. I think like as Pirates of Fighter, he would primarily have things which are higher in protein. So it would be beef jerky along with like very nut heavy trail mix and stuff. So
Okay. So you give this guy the ration. He gobbles it down like to wash the taste of old rotted seafood out of his mouth. And he's oh, thank God. I thought it was a goner. That was quite delectable. Thank you.
yeah. Well, he's been carrying that one around for a while, so kind of glad that it's finally gone.
Yeah, I can tell.
I think it was my last shrimp puff too, so I'm gonna get rid of it out of my inventory.
You see Roland like dejected, throws a bag away from him. One of the guards looks up and says, "Hey man, no littering, dude."
All right, I pick it up and I put it in a fucking trash can. Yeah, when I learn which guards are corrupted, we're gonna have a fun time. I don't say that out loud. I'm saying that to you all.
What did you say, man?
I walk over to the trash can and I throw it in the trash can.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, thanks, sir, bud. Appreciate your commitment to keeping the city clean. But the guy, the tied up dwarf, like looks. the blue guy is still looking at you, Roland. But the tied up dwarf, he's like, yeah, that was a pretty nasty little shrimp puff there. But thanks, bud.
I want to gesture to the blue guy and be like, so, what's his problem?
Oh, tall boy back there? Well, he's, not really, the talkative type. And he like, nudges the blue guy, and he just keeps staring at Roland. And, like, yep, pushed him, got him up off the streets, to kind of fill up the rest of the crew, because I thought, having a big dude like him would give us a little bit of credence, but he kind of just sits back there, looking at people.
Well,
it's weird.
Can I dare?
It is.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Has he ever been in prison? Have you been able to tell?
This guy's an enigma. I tried asking him like basic questions, like, "Hey, dude, how's the weather up there?" And it's like, "Yeah, where you from? Like, what's your name?" And he's never said a single thing. The most he gives is nods, no's, and yeses.
Can I?
All right, can I get his attention and like, hey, buddy, yes or no? You ever been in prison?
The guy looks over, and he's like, "No."
No, okay. Yeah, that's what I was guessing, that if he was in prison, that's how he would have known Roland.
Can I try to roll like history or like just recollect if I've like seen this guy before? He's clearly got a very distinct look. I want to see if I remember him in a crowd, in a prison, or just somewhere in my history.
Yeah, roll history.
Well, this ain't going nowhere. 4.
Nah. I mean, you would notice that there's... Yeah, you'd notice a blue guy in your past, but he's not really showing up.
Damn. Alright. Well, I'm done with this interaction.
The guy's still looking at you.
That's fine, he can look all he wants. 100 gold, 50 if I'm feeling really desperate.
So Pirate, is that about it?
Yeah, I think that's all I needed to say. Just wanted to check in with the first choice.
Yep. Be on the lookout for the first choice. We're on the up and up. And as he says that, like a couple guards come over. And they're like, "All right, bud. Yeah, you can say that on the way out of the city. Right this way." On the up and up. And he keeps on giving y'all thumbs up throughout like through the manacles from behind him. All the while, Roland, like you feel the cold stare on your neck, even if you're not paying attention.
I continue just trying my best to ignore it, but feeling the eyes like on my shoulders.
But yeah, after that interaction, the first choice is on the up and up. There comes a time where it's a little downtime. The two guards still stand there. They kind of like eyeball y'all. But as sundown goes down, there's a quick change of the guards. And after a minute, like one of the guards, a person comes out of the doorway and like whispers something to the guards, and the guards he's looking over, and he looks over at the three of y'all and stands to the side, and after a minute or two, wearing a very heavy cloak, steps out Princess Sammy Shear. She has like some normal clothes on, but this very heavy cloak. The two guards like immediately straighten up, and she's flanked by like two other guards that kind of like stand at the ready on her left and right. But she waves to y'all, keeps her hood up, but you can recognize her enough. It's like, oh hey guys, come over here.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see.
I joined them.
Alright. So she like, as y'all come up, she gives each of y'all a hug, you know, and you know, she's like, hey guys, it's been so long, like since you've been. How was the trip here? Are you guys okay? How have you been feeling?
Yeah. So we have a story of very intense political corruption and genocide, attempted genocide in Ballybogey.
From just on the way here on Ballybogey?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You wouldn't think it.
True. It's all true.
I mean, I trust y'all. What's this about?
Wait, before we do this, I want to like look at the princess and make sure she's like legit. Like, I want to make sure we're not telling like a spy or something.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an insight check.
There we go. A 3.
It's kind of dark outside.
She checks out to me, fellas. Anyways.
Yeah,
carry on, pirate.
In Ballybogey.
Yeah, so Ballybogey is a farming town, but is very rich, and that would seem odd, wouldn't you think? So we
the produce is like the best in all the lands.
It's that's true, but like a good carrot still isn't worth its weight in gold. Doesn't really add up.
Of course, but you know. Go on. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So apparently there is a species of snake people, Sneeple, living underneath Ballybogey.
You know, I've heard reports of that. Yeah, no, I've heard reports of the Yuan-Ti, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You know about them. So they really like the vegetables, and they did think that carrots were worth their weight in gold, and so they were paying high amounts until Ballybogey got a bit greedy. And then Ballybogey partnered with the waxworms and sent a mind control flower to the Yuan-Ti and tried to genocide them.
So as you mentioned the waxworms, you see that Samashir's like brows narrow a little bit, and she becomes more like, you know, focused in. And it's like, I mean, yeah, any sort of like connection to the waxworms, those same people from the cave I was in.
Yep.
That's okay. And you said this. Did you wait? You did mention the rose, right?
Mm-hmm. I have it right here.
So, all right. Actually, for right now, I'm going to count you as being attuned to the rose, even though you haven't like spent time attuning to it.
Okay.
So as you take it out, like and I have added it to your inventory. So you can use it if you feel so inclined to do so. Everything is there. But yeah, you take out this rose, and its thorns are kind of like wrapping around your arm, not like. And you don't feel the effect of it, or like you remember being dominated by it before. You don't feel the effect of it, but you do feel it kind of like putting a little bit of pressure around your arm as you hold it up.
Mm-hmm. I look down at that and like, that's not good.
She's
anyway,
you see, yeah, no, that's I see the rose, and it's from the wax that's from the black market where they're getting all these artifacts from, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's it will dominate you. It will control your mind, and make you relive your worst memories. Which I had a lot more of those than I remembered. But anyway, we held on to this as evidence, but we also want to destroy it as soon as possible. Um,
And we need a place to stay for tonight.
and we need a place to stay for the night.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. And I mean, I had anticipated you coming around this time, so I had already like reached out once I got your message. I had reached out to some of the, the local or the in-castle accountants, the scholars, the scribes that keep some of the gold, and I've already sent ahead to get y'all a room at the Cavalier's 3 Coppers. So you should,
okay.
by the time you get there and you mention, your names, they should have a room available for you there where you can stay until the ball happens. I would keep you here, but I tried convincing my parents. They are still super mad at me for sneaking out, but don't think I've forgotten. And she kind of like puts her ear up to the right, and you see the little pearl earring that Kythos had given her right before y'all had left to come to Vaderon. It's like, I'm still waiting on the other one. So I'm so happy to see you guys here. But with the city, Ballybogie, I can only promise that I can send somebody to go check it out.
Okay.
Okay. And you should know the mayor has very strong defenses. But if you send somebody who speaks Draconic, they should be able to contact the Yuan-Ti and find out more about the situation.
Pirate, you are reminded of the fact that the Yuan-Ti have caved in all the tunnels leading down.
Yes, but they also said that if somebody were to speak Draconic to the wind, that they'd be able to contact them.
Okay. Samashir kind of puzzles about this for a minute, and she's like, I can see what I can do. Finding someone who knows Draconic is kind of hard, but I'll see what I can do with that. My parents right now are keeping kind of my influence under a strict, like, guided, overwatched medium.
Overwatch.
No.
Is there perhaps 2 things I'd like to speak up before Pirate continues?
Yeah.
Is there anything else that small time objectives, perhaps maybe for some gold, that you could have us do around the city? Any chores, anything, any messages that need to be delivered? Things that don't necessarily need to go through your parents or the guards. We can do that for you in a snap, right?
Well,
anything like that.
I mean, yeah, guys. I mean, I kind of had to sneak out here, so I can't really give y'all any sort of like big jobs to do, and keep in contact with y'all because my parents, they're keeping me under close watch after last time, and also with the ball coming up, they want everything kind of in step. So they need me with rehearsals, me with the tailor of with the family tailor, with the family doctor to make sure I'm all good. I'm going through a lot of checkups right now. This is just the first step of all this planning, so I kind of have to stay behind these doors.
No, it's fine. Just anything that we can get to help you.
But
help us,
Roland, she takes your hand in both of hers. She's like, actually, I did when I mentioned your name to the 3 Coppers Inn. They kind of told me that they had a message waiting for you there.
All right. Thank you for letting me know. Perfect. Awesome. Is there anything else we should know about the city? Anything
There a particular magical district where we could destroy this rose before the thorns grow around me anymore?
You might be able to find something in the river district. There's some temples, some clerics are stationed over there. maybe you might be able to sell that thing maybe to a item vendor. But I mean, no guarantee that they're gonna do anything like destroy it. I mean, it's looking like it's kind of a little heinous.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Well, also regarding the ball, how are you going? Are we going to be able to enter that, or are we going to have more trouble with the guards?
I've already. She claps her hands twice, and one of the knights that's at her left takes 3 envelopes out of his pocket. She says, "I know I gave y'all interim invitations before. I don't know if y'all had lost it or had, you know, misplaced it while you came here, because like if you'd shown them those, you would have at least gotten in. You still have those temporary invites, right?"
Maybe.
If it's not in your inventory, man.
Been a while.
It's been a hot minute. Might have.
Got it. Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good.
No, it's fine. Yeah, no, you guys have made it. You guys are fine. You're here. Yeah. Like I'm so happy you guys are here. Like, you would not believe how much I missed y'all.
Add that real quick. Add that as a custom item. What can I call it? Princess invitation?
You can say, yeah, royal invitation.
Oh my god, okay. Well, adding that into my equipment.
Good to know.
Oh, fuck me. Okay. Anyways, well, thank you, Princess. At least we got your attention, because we forgot about the invitations. The original ones.
Roland, don't worry about it. It happens. Like, you guys, from what you've told me, you've gone through way too much in the past week, or the past, I guess, 4 days. I'm so glad that I got to see you again, but we might have to wait until the ball to, you know, see each other one more time.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, do you need, like, directions to the Cavaliers or Coppers? Do you know where you guys are heading?
Directions wouldn't be bad. Just point us in the right direction, we'll go from there.
Alright, she gives you the directions, since, like, in-store you wouldn't know where exactly the 3 Coppers Inn is. And she points y'all to the direction down kind of opposite the ways that y'all are at, and if there's nothing anybody else wants to do, we'll kind of head that way. Everyone else good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Okay. So she waves y'all on, and you start heading towards the Cavaliers 3 Coppers. So right up the road, you guys land at this this tavern. It's happening. It's big. This is like a very huge multi-leveled tavern with a large multi-storied inside. Back behind it, going up another additional story, is 3 floors of rooms. Some of them you see travelers and guests going in and out of, some with women, some with men in their arms, just bouncing in and out through the tavern, to the rooms, back to the tavern, down to the beer garden, and all over the place. This is kind of like a never-stopping party with a lot of travelers. And out front you see a sign with a person on the horse, and the lance is striking through 3 gold coins that act as wind chimes. And below it is just 3 C's. And
well,
yeah, so as y'all make your way into the tavern, you see a scene of kind of almost like what you would on the that you saw on the outside, but maximized to a larger level. There are bards playing music, people singing, dancing, you know, people talking at tables, enjoying a drink, eating their food, carrying on and on and on. And actually, Roland, if you want to roll me a perception check.
Exhaustion? 8.
8. You can't see too many people through the crowd,
but you do make out where the bar is.
All right. Is that also where we? Can I intuit that that's where we would also need to go to talk to the person who would have our room accommodations?
You would assume so, yes.
Okay. Then yeah, I'd like to head over there with everybody.
All right. So you guys make your way over. There are people bumping into you. They're like, "Hey man, watch out!" Probably because you've not been accustomed to a lively tavern setting like this before. You guys make your way over to the bar where there is multiple barkeeps, and one of them with a shiny bald head that sits atop with a very small hat and a droopy handlebar mustache. This like kind of tough-looking humanoid bartender like slams down 3 mugs empty in front of y'all, and looks up. It's like, "What are you drinking?"
Oh, not drinks tonight, but we should have room accommodations.
Yes, drinks. 3 of your strongest ales.
Three ales it is. 1 silver. Each.
Two. No. I'm good on the ale. I'm gonna pass, but we'd like to do. We have a room.
I'm also good.
Accommodation. So.
Oh no, I wasn't ordering it for you guys.
Oh, all right. Well.
So he like takes the 3 beers and like slides them under like an ever-flowing tap, and then like hits it to shut it off, and just slams it back down in front of you, Pyrite. But he looks over to you, Roland's like, "Yeah, well, as you were saying, no drinks." What?
Yeah, no. We have room. Like we're staying here tonight. For 3, 2 dwarfs.
Okay, that's gonna be 5 gold.
Well, yes, we had should have a reservation for, I believe it's under our names. I want to drop everybody's names. I'll just be like, for one of us.
And he kind of like looks behind the bar, snaps his fingers, and a clipboard like magically like flies over to his hand, and he like flips through it a little bit. He's like, all right, royal money. How nice. Yep, nope, room should be at the very, very tip top. Samashir got you the dragon suite.
All right, awesome. Thank you, sir. And then ales for my friend.
He looks like he's already a little ways under it.
Yeah. Does the room payment also cover drinks, or are we on our own for that? All right.
Just the room.
How much were they?
1 silver each. And Pirate, you realize that this is not the same like carrot ale that they had in Ballybogie, or the like the really simple ale that they had at that other tavern that you stopped at. And like these are like, as you said, like the finest ales. These are stuff that's like hard to come by, or like maybe like a craft ale. So these are a little sturdier. Go ahead and roll 3 Constitution checks.
Drunk, and more drunk.
It's IPA ale.
All right.
Here it comes.
All right. First, Constitution check.
Either Constitution check or save.
So 15 for the first one.
So it's good. You're good.
Oh, that's not bad.
All right. You said I could do a save as well?
Yeah. A 14 does not, so you start to get a little dizzy.
Just a little.
This is good stuff. I really appreciate this. I can get used to this.
An 18.
All right.
So
18.
you are affected by it. Like your speech is a little slurred, and you're not really thinking straight. But the other 2 don't hit as hard after you get kind of acquainted to it. But you're feeling it. You're having a good time. A little buzz.
Yeah. Are there any women near me at the bar?
You go ahead and roll a perception check.
$19.
All right, so Pyrite, you're looking around, and not near you, but sitting over by the large central pit fire. That's like it's down sort of like in a hole in the ground, but it's like multi-tiered, going down into this large fire pit to allow like kind of like almost stadium seating around it, and sitting by it is an older woman with striking orange hair and an old faded dress.
All right, I'm going to walk over to her, trying to be as suave as possible. I'm gonna say, "Hey, there are a lot of rocks on your floor."
She kind of looks over to you. Roll a performance check with disadvantage because you're a little buzzed.
First one's 15.
Decent rolls.
3. Okay.
She kind of looks at you up and down. This is an incredibly attractive, like, woman, like mature, fine wine, and you're coming up like soiled ale to this lady, and you're like, and you kind of stumble over your words. She looks at you as you do this and say about rocks on my floor. I'm good, thanks. Whatever that means.
No, it's just there's a surprising number of women in this town who have rocks on their floor, and I wasn't sure if that was a style. Or,
I don't know what you're talking. Are we talking about like sand?
no, just big rocks. No, I'm as surprised as you are.
Yeah. And
I'm pyrite.
That's nice. Are you also leaving? Because I'm about to be. And don't take that any wrong way. I do not wish to know any more about you.
Oh no, I'm taking it the right way. So
right,
we're
roll one more persuasion check.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Oh no.
This is metagaming, but I was gonna be like, we're in the Dragon Suite and like motion over to Rilon and Kythos.
Yes, we are.
But you said, all right, what's the what did I have to roll?
A persuasion check.
Okay.
Nat 20, here we come.
Nat
Fourth
20.
member of the party.
All
Alright,
No.
well, that's pretty on character, on brand.
So continue on with what you're gonna say. Like that was just when you like go into the second phase of this conversation.
Yeah.
It's like this lady's thinking it's like, oh god, this drunk fool is talking to me, and now it's like I'm already trying to go, and this guy is still talking to me.
It's like my friends over at the bar. We're in the Dragon Suite. We got that royal money, so I want to motion very clearly to Rilon and Kythos.
So she looks over and she clocks Kythos. Well, no, she clocks Rilon, and Rilon, you look over, and this is Cinder. Your contact.
God. Do we make eye contact, like her and I?
She looks down at Pyrite and looks down at you, and she gives you like the like most ashamed look you've probably ever seen her give.
I'm gonna say to her, so I see you've met my friend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I assume you got my message?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I have. Are we able to take this conversation somewhere, perhaps private?
She looks down at Pyrite again, and looks back at you. Rilon's like, in your Royal Money Suite?
No, anywhere you'd prefer.
I think here's fine. As long as you sit in between me and this one.
Okay, so I'm assuming the message isn't like that crazy.
So that's how you like to do it.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna.
Yes, anything that doesn't involve you, I like it that way.
All right.
Don't worry, Pyrite. You'll get him next time.
I'm interested in the message she has to deliver. Like, I wanna ask her, like, are you telling me this in a crowded bar for, like, cover of noise, or for the cover under how much noise is in here, or like, what's the message exactly?
Well, I had heard from some of the people I know in town. I happen to be an old flame of the bartender here, and she waves at the bartender, who gives her a nod back, and she says, when I got word that your name had popped up back in town, I'd realized maybe I did have another job for you. One that you could pay me back for cutting you that sweet deal on your current handwear.
Okay. Well, again, for the right price. I do appreciate the handwear. It's been getting its uses for sure. But what's this job?
Well, it's one that requires maybe a bit more of talents of your choice group of compatriots. Not exactly the most subterfuge-driven one, but maybe something that requires a little bit more persuasion of the fist.
Okay, go on.
I'm great at persuasion.
Roll persuasion.
And she just looks at you, Pyra, and says, clearly. Anyways, this story can only be fully told by one of my. I guess he's going to be the one hiring you. And she kind of like gives a low whistle, kind of like a longshoreman calling a boat up into the docks. And Kythos, you roll a history check.
Okay. An 8.
You don't know what, but this whistle seems a little familiar to you.
Someone's whistling a similar or a familiar tune.
Yeah. But after a minute, one of the people that was sitting at a table, you hadn't really noticed them. They had their hood up. They were drinking by themselves. They sidle up down into the fire pit and sits down kind of opposite the little semicircle you guys are forming. And he takes down his hood and Kythos, I'm not even going to make you roll for this. This is your old captain.
Hoggy
Woggy. What's his name? Yeah, Aeronath. This is Aeronath Gleam. Like, you see like the faded blue-green fins on the side of his head have gotten a little bit grayer. His eyes look a little bit more sunken in and sallow. His clothes aren't as extravagant as when he was riding on the seas. You remember him kind of, hanging off one of the mastings on his old ship, the Bluefin, with like his green hair flowing in the back, like when grass blows back in the breeze. But now his hair is unkempt. It's a little distressed at the moment. And he slumps over, and he looks around absently at all of y'all. He looks especially at you, Kythos. He's like, "Oh, this is quite an embarrassment." And Kythos, I wish we could have met again on better circumstances.
Oh, Captain, my captain, no need to apologize. It's good to see you again.
But I doubt that you'd be calling me a captain for much longer, but it's glad to see that, at least something I put into this world has some bit of standing. And he kind of gives you a slap on the leg.
I go to give him like a bow, like a very just like a respectful bow, and just give him like a once a captain, always a captain, and don't let age take that away from you, my friend.
Well, it's not age that I've run into, my boy. It's a little bit of a different circumstance.
I thought I was dick riding earlier.
Pray do tell. I would be happy to help however I can.
Well, you see, I'm only telling you this because if you can help me, it would certainly do my life a little bit of good. Kaithos, I mean, you remember me. I've used to be one of the most prolific treasure hunters out in the ocean, and riding back and forth between Wizard City and all the archipelago used to be my life. But I've
and quite a legacy it was.
Yes. I still remember the adventures we'd have, Gaithos. You would tear apart the clouds and bring forth a great wind, and we'd shoot across the waters before anybody else in the channel could even dream about getting.
Well, I mean, all in a day's work, Captain. Just trying to help create a unit on our ship and work together as one.
So, yeah, Kaithos, you see that when he's talking about, how he used to be when he was sailing, his eyes kind of, light up, like with a fiery intensity, and it's it's not lost yet, but once you say, your final bits, his face kind of drops again. It's like, but when I'd come ashore, I always had a bit of an issue with my money, and Vaderon happens to sniff that out like sharks in the water. I guess that's one thing. Yeah, I guess that's one thing I never taught you, my boy, is how to be a little bit more financially savvy.
Oh, we're still.
Oh my gosh, are you in debt too? Kaithos owes me like 300 gold.
Oh, does he now? Well, looks like you learned from the best, huh, Kaithos? He kind of puts his head down again into his drink.
Captain, I'd love to tell you more about all my financial history, but let's focus on your issue for now.
Oh, yes. So my money, I put it in onto a couple of bad, risky investments. I probably shouldn't have, but eventually all those risky investments, no matter how hard I tried to sail it away and move to another life, they just kept on coming back to me. And eventually I got tied in with this group in town called the Timberborns. Now, Timberborns. And Kaithos and Roland, roll a history check.
Okay. 4. Never heard of them.
Yep.
4 with the minus exhaustion.
Damn.
The Timber who?
Yeah, so you guys, maybe this is a little bit more of a recent development than you think, but it doesn't really cross your mind. But Aranath looks around, says, well, they usually aren't seen this far into the city, so I don't mind talking frankly about them, but these Timberborns, they bought my contract. I was putting my services of treasure hunting up for, sale, and they bought me out. So I've sort of been working with this group, but they control every aspect about how I sail, where I go, how much I should bring in, the quotas I should hit, and it's just been building up time over time. I've been wanting to get out of this contract for a while, but now it's a little bit more urgent. And he looks around a little bit to the crowds, and he kind of motions y'all to bring it in a little bit. He starts whispering. He's like, I've gotten word just through Cinder here that there's a a new player in town. These wax worms, I think they're called. They're trying to strike a deal with these Timberborns and buy out my contract. Now, I don't know if
we've definitely heard of the waxworms. One town over in Ballybogey. So this is not the first that we're hearing of them.
Oh, so they're just as bad as I thought, I'm assuming. Now, I've only heard from tales of the sailors down in the dock district, but yeah, these guys sound like they're no good. And if they're trying to buy out my contract, I think I need to, get out of it a little sooner than planned.
So what you're saying is that you need our help in either clearing your debts or taking care of these waxworms.
Well, yes. I mean, if you can get me the ship and the contract, I'd be fine. Like that's it. Yes.
Okay.
Well, most contracts are void if the services aren't rendered. So, like, what I'm saying is, if we break your kneecaps, that should get you out of it, right?
Oh, well, I mean, no, I think I can sail with my kneecaps.
Have you ever heard of peg legs?
Oh yeah. I'm sure we can think of something.
Keep thinking. Roll an intimidation.
I'm not trying to be intimidating.
Yeah,
I'm just stupid. Oops.
Oh,
what did you roll?
Don't scare my captain.
I got an 18.
Jesus. Yeah, he kind of like yeah, but you should probably just keep on thinking about that.
Sounds good.
Maybe that'll work on the Timberborns. Maybe they'll reconsider. But yeah, no, keep thinking.
Captain Aeronath, I've heard that Vaderon is a large city in terms of law and society, and there may be a pro bono legal services that could help us decide the validity of those contracts and whether they were entered into under duress or no proper offer acceptance and consideration, making an invalid contract and clearing you of all your debts. So we can maybe look around, see if we have any legal scholars in the area, talk to the waxworms, see the validity of the contracts, and then see if we can make them void or voidable.
Kythos, roll an insight check.
Okay. 22.
All right, the captain does not know a fucking thing about what you're talking about. Like, you lost him after Bono. And as you started jabbering on a little bit, he started to wonder how you knew all this, if you are a sailor.
Oh, I have a friend that is really big into law and philosophy, and he's just like a wizard city, just a kind of a nerdy guy, but kind of taught me a lot about contract law, and you need offer, acceptance, and consideration.
Well, I did offer my services to the Timberborns, and they accepted it for the services. So I think that's that.
But there needs to be a proper consideration. There needs to be an equal bargaining, a quid pro quo, if you will.
Well,
and it doesn't. It looks like the waxworms.
Well, with me being a sailor, it's more like squid pro quo.
I love
Am I
it.
right?
That's where I get my humor from. But no, I mean,
Roland's concerned. What was that? Squid.
Squid pro quo.
Squid pro ro.
If there's no equal bargaining power by both parties, then that could maybe render the contract void or voidable.
Well, they have paid me.
But we know that the waxworms come from bigger pockets.
Well, it's not with the wax. They're just selling my contract.
But there may be some illegal motive behind that selling of the contract. We don't know the full story. My point is that we'll get a lawyer.
Kaitos, you're bugging me out, man, with all this legal mumbo jumbo. It sounds more complicated than I think I'm willing to put up with.
Well, I mean, I'm just trying to go the moral legal route and non you know, I'm not trying to get you into hotter waters than you need to be.
Okay, Kaitos, roll an Arcana check.
Okay. 13.
You know that a spell to somewhat modify the world's legal doctrine to match that of the American judicial system would be a level 11th spell, and that hasn't existed in quite some time.
We don't got that.
Damn. Okay.
I was about to ask, like, outside of the games, like, how willing are you to turn this session into, like,
a courtroom
drama?
First year of law school.
Captain, you have a gambling addiction.
Well, I mean, we'll keep our options open. I mean, I'm open to suggestions as well.
That's good. But yes, the more important thing for me, at least, is just, you know, my freedom, Kaitos. I know that, you know, we've talked many times about the freedom of the sea. It's just I hate that I've had to be so landlocked for such time.
Well, what if we buy the contracts? Then that would make us be able to clear you of your debts.
With what money, Kaitos?
We'll get money. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, would it happen to be, you know, 1,000 gold? Would 1,000 gold be enough to buy your contract?
It'd have to at least be 3,000 gold.
We'll talk to the waxworms. It doesn't have to be money. We'll figure out some kind of service or something.
You should have talked to us a few days ago.
Is this all the news? Or is there anything else you would need from us on this, shall we say, quest?
That's, I mean, from my end, and he looks up to Cinder, and Cinder kind of says, yes, from what I can put you on, Roland, this is the job that I have lined up as of now. The best place to look would probably be at the docks. But at this time, there's not too many people around to talk to, if you get my meaning.
I get what you're throwing down.
I have some rumblings about something else in town, but nothing truly solidified yet. I'll let you know when I come up with the more details, but I'm still getting it as we speak. And what were your names again? Roland, not you included, and right, not you. I met, and you, Kaitos.
So you're just asking for one person's name.
I am Kaitos the Stormbringer. A pleasure to meet you.
Yes, the Stormbringer. Did you give that yourself, or? And Aronath looks up. He's like, yeah, "No, we gave it to him. He makes winds change." Oh, you're a windowmancer, I'm assuming?
Hey, no one ever says they need a meteorologist. No one ever says they need a meteorologist until their ship's about to break in half from a hurricane.
That's why I take the carriage.
Mm-hmm. Good for you.
It is. I mean, I don't have to worry about a gustomancer accompanying me when I'm taking my carriage ride through the countryside.
Good.
Mm-hmm. All right, Captain. Well, we'll see what we can do.
I appreciate it, but yes, if you can find the Bluefin, I wish to see her out on the seas one more time. And he kind of like,
don't worry, Captain.
He puts his head back on his table.
We'll take care of it. That Bluefin is a storied history to it, and we'll make sure that it sees its last days with you.
He sees, he has a slight smile on his face as you say that. He's like, maybe we can take it out for another ride, eh, Kaitos?
Ooh.
I would be more than happy to do that.
All right, well, I'll
I'm thinking in my mind like, hey, damn, if we can get the Bluefin to ourselves, I'm gonna give the biggest I told you so to Roland. We could buy a boat.
You're still out of money. I, on the other hand, have earned $50 today. And 6 copper. I could have bought our drinks today for free with a pocket change I found on the ground.
Actually, the drinks were a silver each. You wouldn't
Drinks were silver each.
Well, math's not important. I made money today. What'd you do? You lost money today.
He also made money.
All right, I made money. My debt's going down.
Yeah, but
I'm looking forward to seeing the princess and hopefully getting some of that nice.
I'm looking forward to seeing how nice the dragon suite is, because I got level 1 exhaustion. I'm fucking tired. I haven't slept in 48 hours.
No, you slept. You slept. It's just
I
you got
slept terribly. I slept terribly.
You
in the
slept
last
on your
48
neck.
hours.
Is what it was.
I slept outside because I insinuated I might be robbing a guy, but I wasn't. I was trying to be nice.
You failed the perception. You failed the intimidation.
James, are you serious about that level 11 legal contract changing spell?
Yes. We'll wish it into existence. We'll change the fabric of reality.
I'm not saying that we can't just I'm talking to Pyrite and Roland here. I'm not saying we can't just create a fake contract and then swap it out with the old one and then make the terms in favor of the boat for us or something.
Let's discuss this in the morning. I didn't sleep well in the carriage.
I know he changed those numbers.
He changed the universe. I know he changed the universe.
There's bluefish.
One after Magna Carta. But
You think this is bad?
He's done worse.
Listen. Shitting in a sunroof.
Not loaded.
He defecated on the poop deck. I saved him.
Couldn't be our Jimmy. Our precious Kythos.
Our Kythos.
Anyways, back on track. So Araneth slumps away back over to the table he was drinking at. He lets y'all know that he's staying out in the yard, since he can't afford to stay in here or in the Dragon Suite. Cinder kind of she gives y'all a dismissive wave, and it's I'm going to stay down here. I will find other places to lodge.
And we got the Dragon Suite.
I mean, yeah, you're more than welcome to stay with us if you don't mind his company.
How could she mind my company?
Kythos, roll a persuasion with disadvantage.
Roll one final persuasion.
No. Roland.
Wait.
Roland, that you
Okay.
roll the persuasion with disadvantage.
I was gonna say I'm not persuaded.
Oh, okay. All right, sweet. First one's a nat 20. I'm not even joking.
Mm-hmm.
Do I still roll both?
Yes.
Okay, well, we have a nat 20 or a 19, so...
With what's
I still think this is just
me.
me.
Well, nat 20 or... Sorry, yeah, my bad. I forgot about the exhaustion. Nat 20 or 17.
Okay.
Nat 20 not just, take it over?
I'm still of the opinion that disadvantage rolls, even if there is a nat 20, the nat 20 should still take. But that's just my opinion as a non.
That's what disadvantage is there for.
Yeah, but I said that about
it's
nat
to steal
1s
those
too.
20s from you.
Yeah.
Boo.
That's why. I mean, rolling with advantage is there to give you more crits than usual. That's what you do it for.
Right. Yeah.
Well, still a 17. How we doing on a?
She looks to you, Roland, and she's like, "I'm not staying in the Dragon Suite. The most I can do is stay close by."
Well, we'll keep in contact for sure. Just let me know your whereabouts and, signal me if you need anything.
Okay. I will have my ways to reach you, Roland. I knew where you're going to be ending up here. Anyways, counts for something. She gives you a little smile.
Mm-hmm. Oh, one other thing.
Yeah?
I'm in the market for some boots, specifically boots of elven kind. Stuff that makes me silent. Let me know if you ever got that in stock. And I might be purchasing that in the future.
I'm going to let you know now, Roland. I might be able to. But it's going to be a little bit more than, our reunion gift I gave to you.
Yeah, no worries. There's just something I'm on the market for, so keep an eye out, I guess. Let me know if you got it in stock.
Understood. I will keep my eyes out for it.
Perfect. You have a good night now. Stay safe.
Alrighty.
So, Roland, what's the story with you and that person?
Just a contact. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Gaithos, roll an insight check.
I love how my insight's +5.
Oh, fuck off. And it's gonna be like
11.
11? Yeah, no, just a contact.
All right. Don't forget to put contact lens solution in that contact.
Dragon sweet.
All right.
Would you be willing to share that contact in the future? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I'm like slightly weirded out by that. But I'm just gonna chalk that up to my exhaustion, playing tricks on me.
Yeah, Roland, you see another grandma in the corner looking at you, up and down.
Look, I earned my 50 Gs today. Like, I am ready for bed. Like, I've got level 1 exhaustion. That dragon suite's sounding pretty nice. Like, I've had enough of the grannies for today.
I did get kicked by some children, and I also hurt myself doing a backflip earlier.
Yeah.
Alright, so if you guys just head your way up to the Dragon Suite, you go up to the... so the inn has all the outdoor areas to stay in, but the tavern itself is kind of tall as well. And you go up to the top of the tavern, you go out to the outside to bridge the gap between the indoor tavern area and the outdoor residence area. And in the corner is singular stairs leading up to a large overcropping room. And as you guys go up these stairs, it opens up into a very large, widespread room with a stone fireplace and rugs adorning the floor of different animals and 4 large beds, like at every like on the west and north and east side of the room. It's very comfortable. It's well lit. The stone fireplace crackles with already lit logs. Frogs. Yeah, they ribbit and they run out of the room on fire. With
you put salt on it, they'll dance.
Yeah, with crackling logs. And yeah, the Dragon Suite has very high windows, looking out over the residence and the yard. You see some of the dying fireplaces that people in their tents are putting up and cooking their food over for the night. The indoor has hanging decor and carved dragon heads kind of poking out of the central fireplace. But yeah, this is your little room.
Alright. Sweet. I'm hitting the sack with my exhaustion. I'd like to sleep that off as quickly as possible, so I'm not even worried about anything else. The room looks nice. I'm chilling. I'm picking whatever bed that I see first.
Good night, Milan.
Yeah,
hopefully immediately.
Do any of y'all want to do anything before y'all head to bed? Or you just want to go to hit the hay?
Nah, hit the hay.
Yeah, I think I just call it a night.
Good night, Pyrite.
Alright, as y'all head to bed, naturally, kind of sensing the aura of the room, the fire dies down, still retaining some heat, but keeping the light to a controlled medium. And the bustle of Vaderon fades away into the background as you guys go to bed. And if you guys are good, we can continue on for a little bit, or I can call it there. And we can just head into the next session, go straight forward with the investigation.
I think it would be better for me to call it here, because I have a meeting early tomorrow.
Yeah.
Me too. But do we heal at this sleep?
Yes, this would be a long rest.
Cool.
Great.
So I'm already at full health. Can I exhaust down a level?
Yes.
De-exhaust.
Yes.
Finally. Ah, feels good. No longer having minuses.
Oh, the guiding bolts are back online.
Plus 50 gold, plus 6 copper. We're living it up.
Pirate, you
Cool.
should be doing well on cash.
Yeah, what's your coin baggage at? Don't worry, I'm not gonna rob you.